This film is brought to you by Borden's Farm Products of New York, who bring you Borden's fine milk and milk products. And Manufacturers Hanover Trust Company. It's good to have a great bank behind you. So here we are in the bottom half of the ninth inning. The Mets trailing by 1 run. Have runners at first and second. One man out. Ron Swoboda is batting for Chuck Hiller. Bill Henry has relieved Lindy McDaniel on the mound. Juan Marichal is still the pitcher of record on the winning side for the Giants to this point. The Mets win the ball game as Ron Swoboda hits a 3-run homer. Ron Hunt is coming on to score. Johnny Stevenson is coming on to score. Ron Swoboda is coming on. For him is 8th home run, and the Mets win the ball game. That was just one of the many thrills for the 1966 Mets, as things at Shea Stadium started to get better and better and better. Yes, the 1966 Mets won more games than they ever had won before. This was a club on the rise, a club that began to believe in itself, a club that played hard, batted hard, and made others believe it. Sometimes. The great year dawned, as they all do, in Florida. It was Wes Westrom's year, for during the winter, his status as manager had been confirmed. Everybody was rooting for Wes, including the man who had recommended him. In Florida, there were the eager youngsters with the experienced big leaguers, men like Kenny Boyer, who'd been most valuable player, and Ed Brissou, who'd been through tough battles in both leagues. Of course, in the spring, everyone is a rookie at heart. Limber up those winter muscles. Sharpen up those skills of pitching, catching, batting. Man, it's time to get ready. Then, before you knew it, it's opening day. And back to Flushing Meadow comes the new breed. The people who gave new meaning to the word faith. Mrs. Joan Payson, the #1 lady of Fun Stadium. And Mayor Lindsay, the #1 man of Fun City. Right off the bat, you could tell what kind of a year this was going to be. Cleon Jones, the Mets Rookie of the Year, nails his man with a great peg to the plate. By way of signaling the fine season he was to have, Cleon belts one over the wall on opening day. Yet, in the interest of fair play, I must tell you that the Mets lost this game. But the following day, they did win. It was the earliest victory in the team's history. The word gets around quickly in the big leagues. Pretty soon you heard the players and managers talking about the Mets. They're getting tough, Walt Alston would say. Yes, the word was out. The Mets were making the plays, the good plays. No longer could a team come into Shea Stadium with the feeling that it was fattening up time. That Boyer makes a big difference in their infield, said Gene Mott. Said Harry Walker, Swoboda surprised me. He's 100% better in the outfield. More important, the Mets were beginning to believe in themselves. They were playing the kind of ball that marks a team with newborn confidence. They played aggressive ball, daring ball, running, sliding, taking chances. Watch the play at home plate as Chuck Hiller signals Roy McMillan to hit the dirt. That's winning ball.
The Mets had teamwork, and they moved. They made those split-second judgments, and they got those extra bases. Eddie Kranepool hits one to right. And Cleon Jones comes barreling across the plate.
This is St. Louis, proud of its towering new arch and proud of its new ballpark, too. And here, and the fluttering Lou Brock on the base pass. He can really fly. This is Atlanta, first big league team in Dixie. Atlanta, proud of its new ballpark and the enthusiasm of the Braves' new fans. Wes Westrom gives a local radio interview, and Yogi Berra poses with some home folks. For wherever you go, you find Met fans. And the Met fans on the road had plenty to cheer about. The Amazons won more games on the road in 1966 than ever before. They won with this kind of heads-up ball, the good move, the pickoff, and the well-executed rundown. More Met defensive magic. It's Boyer into the hole on a pretty play. Yes, it's go, Mets, go.
But there's no place like home, and no fans like home fans, like the annual Boosters Banquet in Huntington, Long Island. Even Casey made this one, for the fans came from every corner of the island, and they braved an icy winter's night to boost their favorite team. Another Mets first. The Mets are sitting on top of the world, following a flying trip to Greenland, to Thule in the far, far north. U.S. servicemen on duty here saw Eddie Kranepool, Jack Fisher, and promotion director Arthur Richmond. A salute to our Met fans in the Arctic Circle. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, the Hot Stove Express keeps rolling along. From Hicksville to Hempstead to Levittown. Civic leaders, coaches, young ball players. On display for young and old. The Mets bring a big league flavor wherever they go. And the fans respond with that warmth and enthusiasm that's become a hallmark of this club and its followers. To youngsters go mementos so dear to the dreams of children. The Mets are their team, no doubt about it. And not forgotten is the fair sex, as more and more of the girls sign up for the Lady Met Club. Everywhere you find everybody talking about the Mets. The Mets who meet you on a tour and who thank you for your support. For the new breed has given new zest to the fun of boosting the Mets. Giving is a two-way street. The appreciative Met players give of their time and their know-how to the fans at Shea Stadium. Periodic clinics are held. Inside baseball, big league style explained to the fans. There's Harvey Haddix and Ron Swoboda. Coach Yogi Berra. It's family. Some family. Hawk Taylor's boy has a sure thing, a glove with trick magnets, a deal that never misses. Bob Shaw with his family. Al Luplo and his young son. Here's young Mr. Taylor showing his speed on the bases. 2 number 19s. A young Brosseau hitting, and a young Berra scoring, and Scotty Kiner flying home.
Stadium is a good time. Here is one of the biggest days of all, the famed Banner Day. The ingenuity of the new breed is rewarded with prizes for the best banners. And it gets a response from the Met players, who break out their own king-size banner for the fans. In the judging, the players' banner finished 9th. Camera Day had its eyefuls too, with a focus on two favorite subjects, Jack Fisher and Jack Hamilton. Batting helmet. And then there's Cartoonist Night, with some top flight talent turning out to honor the Mets. And when Yogi Berra has a birthday, everybody comes to the party, including Willie Mays. The Mets have voices, too, with yours truly and Bob Murphy manning the microphones. The men behind the cameras take their chances, too.
Once each, Enos Slaughter and George Weiss appear for the Mets Old Timers game. Jackie Robinson and Don Newcomb. How time flies. And what's that Met broadcaster doing in a pirate uniform? There's the great Joe DiMaggio saying hello to good friends Johnny Murphy, Commissioner Eckert, and National League President Warren Giles. The biggest hand of all goes to Mr. Old-Timer himself, Casey Stengel. What's the cake for? It just happens to be Casey's 76th birthday. Now on with the game and the younger old-timers. Kid Berra shows he can still handle the high pop foul. Look at all that batting talent the Mets have been hiding on the bench. Westrom singles sharply to left. And in races, Hank Sauer. It was a spectacular night, and the colorful crowd gave a spectacular beauty to the magnificent ballpark.
There are always big crowds when the Los Angeles Dodgers come to town. At first, most of them came to see the Dodgers and to root for them. But all that has changed. Now, most are loyal Met fans, and they root for the Mets to beat them. And the Mets give it everything they have. You're out, Murray, on a nice peg by Jerry Grody. Another one. This time they have Lou Johnson hung up. Hickman to Brissou, to Bob Friend, to Hunt, back to Grody, and you're out. Something is going to happen tonight. The fans sense it from the way the Mets are playing. Koufax pitching. Swoboda singles. Hickman scores. And Billy Murphy races all the way to third. Away from the greatest executive of our time, George M. Weiss, the man who put the Mets on the field when the National League's identity was restored to New York in 1962. And the man shown here, turning over...
The happiest kind of work I could ever indulge in, culminated now by my experience with the Mets, which the finest kind of people, and send you out of the game you love with the right kind of taste in your mouth. And I'm certainly grateful to the press, without whose support I could not have been in any way successful.
The new president of the Mets, Bing Devine, is shown here discussing important player moves with Joe McDonald. With the help of a master board on all of the farm club rosters, they ask the questions and weigh the answers concerning young player personnel. Question: can a fine young pitcher like Tom Seaver make the big jump to Shea Stadium? Question: is infielder Kenny Boswell ready? There's Greg Goosen. Greg strokes the ball well, but has he learned enough about catching? Bud Harrelson looked good in spots after the Mets brought him up last summer. He made the double play and worked hard on switch hitting and dragging bunts.
As the Mets Director of Player Development, the key man in this project is Bob Shuffing, always seeking to help the youngsters. Down in the Florida Instructional League, Bob worked with the more advanced pupils too, like Tug McGraw. Here's a newcomer you'll be seeing before long. He's Steve Chillicott. The Mets made him their #1 choice in the free agent draft. And infielder Joe Mook, another young man with great promise. Spotlight now on a trio of young pitchers: Jerry Koosman, Don Shaw, Bill Dennehy.
Some of the moves made at the top affect the Mets right away, such as the deal for Bob Shaw, one of the outstanding bargains of the year. Picked up from the Giants after the season had started, Shaw clicked off 4 straight victories and wound up with 11 Met wins to tie for club leadership. Right up there with Shaw was Jack Fisher. Hard worker, outstanding competitor. They kid him about his weight, but he moved it around on the infield pretty well. Young Bill Hepler is another young man with a future. Watch his throw to first on this successful pickoff play.
Met pitchers became accustomed to having the play made behind them. Time and again there was the spectacular catch. The exceptional throw. Larry Elliott fires and catches Rusty Staub on the big turn. They got him. On the attempted bunt, Ed Brosseau charges hard. It's the tough play, the underhand flip, but he's got him. Nobody makes the 3-6-3 double play better than Eddie Kranepool, and you have to do it smoothly to double a man like Maury Wills. Another pretty catch by Boyer, and another fast DP, this one around the horn.
Nobody's perfect, and sometimes the Mets didn't make the double play. Sometimes they made the triple play. Here it comes. The Cubs are running. Brosseau nails the ball over to Hiller. And on to Hickman. Nothing to it. One of the rare thrills of baseball. Here's Whitey Herzog relaying a sign. A big part of the Mets' improved image was daring base running. Wes Westrom has them moving. It's a hit. Come on, go, go, go. Chalk up another run. On this play, Ed Brosseau flies out. But watch Johnny Lewis move from second base to third. Both coach and runner hit the dirt as Johnny makes it. Once more, it's Brosseau at bat. But this time, it's Larry Elliott who tags up and races for home. He goes all out to make it in a breeze. Ron Hunt at the plate. A surprise bunt. And he beats it out.
Mets are coming.
This film has been brought to you by Borden's Farm Products of New York, who bring you Borden's fine milk and milk products.